Hello, everyone. I'm Liu Guangming. I'm from China. I'm from the Tencent. Uh, uh, First of all, I'm very grateful for the invitation of the ACoD, and the topic I shared today is the is the art of the Windows kernel fuzz. Okay, let's begin. This is my agenda. The whole topic is divided into following sections, myself introduction, and some content about the Windows fuzzing framework structure, and fuzz results, and crisis cases, the future fuzzing challenge, and at the last is question and answers. Okay, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm from uh, Jianlu Lab of the Tencent. I'm a kernel security researcher. I'm focused on the kernel vulnerabilities and local privilege escapation. Uh, so before we start, we need to know what is our goals. Um, and as a researcher, the goal is very simple. That is find more vulnerabilities as much as possible. And what are aimed? Let's take a look at the main targets. Our main target is the Windows syscalls function, and our target, we I focus on the objects, GDI objects or GDI objects fuzzing, include the DC, the bitmap, the parent agent pen, a brush, and some user objects include the desktop menu icon, and so on. And the next is my target mode. The when 32 key, 32 key full, and 32 key base, and the OS kernel. And this is something about fuzzing. What is the fuzzing? There are several important points about the fuzz. As we know, the fuzz is automatic software testing technology, and it was nothing that the most important is the feedback and the randomness. In my fuzz, I used to manual feedback method to preserve the coverage of the fuzz. Of course, we also need a cross capture program so that we have to push the random input as efficiently as possible. Here is a um, here is a basic framework of the fuzz. It's mainly composed of the following parts: the fuzzing script, the fuzzing test case servers, and the dump collector. And the fuzzing framework's goal is easily reproducible. And my fuzz script is read my passion, and use the setup to call Windows syscalls or other Windows APIs. So this is my kernel fuzz framework. Um, first you need a security research. You need a research and several PC machines and a bug collector. And the security researchers are primarily responsible for writing fuzz scripts, and the server the server will generate many test cases, and then we put the test case into the fuzz machines and run the every case. At the same time, we need a bug monitor to capture the occurrence of the system crash, and we need to save the dump and the script that causes the system corrupt. Of course, we need to write down some logs, help us to improve our fuzz. And how can we find the target functions? Mm, the simple way to find the target functions is using the Microsoft's WinGPG. In order to call more functions as much as possible, you need to manually add the script functions. We use the X command of the WinGPG to find the functions we want to fuzz and find their call entry and add the entry into our fuzz script. At this time, we may have to fill in a variety of parameters for the target functions. Here is functions interest me. The fuzz object we care about and the related functions. First, we shall create a variety of objects in variety combinations. Then find the associated operations of this object and the function to change the state of the object. Combine these operations and mix them together, and then randomly call them repeat and repeat. Maybe we run it for a while. You will not find a class at once, but you can run it for a day or a week or a month. If our fuzz is written good enough, we can get a class at last. And let these functions run for a while and wait the dump to appear, just like a system born. Okay, the following figures is the script for generate simple. The script is for DC subject agent palette fuzz. The main function of the script is to collect the operation associated with the object. Then we use the functions for the subsequent fuzz. You can see I put all the DC operations together, all the surface operations together, so we can random pick one from this object operations to call them, and then continuously loop the random call. Here is the fuzz results summarized. I found 10 to 20 crashes in a year, but there are a lot of non-reproducible crashes and some difference pointers. The following is the crash type. Includes the session have not vivid space pool, exception not handled, and not vivid spatial pool, and RQL not less or equal paid fault. Here is the summary for the effective crashes. The crashes include used after free, integral overflow, and advanced condition. This is a POC demo. You can find it is the kernel's crash log, and the POC is read by Python. This is the fuzzing result and the BOSD cases. The pictures is the case demo. So so we so in my work time, we are focused on the next generation fuzzing framework. It's fuzzing the Windows kernel with the AFL and the symbolic execution. That's we are developing. We need a CPU with the ptrace. With the ptrace, we need a AFL. We need a QMU, and we combine the CPU ptrace and with the S2 S2E. Here is the AFL kernel fuzz framework. Um, um, we need an Intel processor trace components. We need uh, a CPU and we need the ptrace function. Um, the entire ptrace software decoder and some decoder tools. This is AFL kernel fuzz framework. We need a CPU, QM ptrace, QMU ptrace, and a filter, and my kernel KFL. The CPU provides the original internal Intel ptrace data stream use the ptrace technology. QVM ptrace provides the containers internal ptrace data flow for a single CPU, and the QMU ptrace is used for parsing data streams in the user mode, and the filter the filter the filter is used for finding the block branch to provide the data for the FL to create the branch bitmap. The FL the FL used for recording simple recording the simple according to the feedback. Okay, okay. This is a export demo. I I found I found the crash and I read the import. It works on Windows 10. So so my export is a out of bounds read bug. So in the export process, the relevant character of the manual object are utilized, and then out of bounds read is convert to UAF bug. So we need to set the lock property of a manual object to the 0 and free the sub menu and free the heap so that we can convert the issue to an arbitrary address read and write, so we can gain the system permissions through the arbitrary address read and write. If you get arbitrary address read write, you can import the system. Here is the fuzzing challenge. The GDB object type isolation and more mitigations is coming. The next part I will introduce the adjustment faced during the fuzz process on the Windows 10. The Microsoft introduced the type isolation mechanism to prevent the use of free bugs. In my experience, the use of free of the GDI object is almost over after the type isolation. This is something about the GDI object type type isolation. The normal GDI object attack chain, the object memory layout, and make the how the GDI object type isolation makes the fuzz more harder. Um, uh, this the next is the boring technology details. The GDI object attack key, if you write export for the Windows kernel, you will know it. The UF or OB in the if you get a UF or OOB, and you can gain the read and write via a GDI object. So you can use the arbitrary kernel memory to steal a system process token, so you can get the system privilege. Here is about how the type isolation works. Before type isolation, the following described, we can spread the date to the header of the GDI objects, so we can control a GDI object. If we have a surface or palette used after a bug, we can control the full of the object memory. After the type isolation, the surface was divided into two parts: the surface header and the desert part. The header is located on the session map, and its desert is still allocated on the session pool. They are not together. And this is the isolation type isolation works. After the type isolation, the surface handler create and free. The header is located on the session view. After the type isolation, the service header create in the mapped view. As you can see, if you see the service tool, there will left if you free the service tool, it will get left a free slot on the view. The free slot will be filled next surface object. So the used free can't be exported by this way. This is the details about the isolation. How can we get this views? Here the memory layout about the surface. First, you can find the Win32 and G-point type isolation. You will find the C-type isolation structure, and you will find the double link. And on the double link, you can find the views contain the GDI object headers, as shown in this picture. And after the type isolation, the surface data locked on the session pool. We only can spread the data part if we get a UF. This is the this is the GDI object service type addition reverse code. You can see the service header and you can see in the memory the service header and the data is no longer together. There is a pointer on the service header. You can find the data. You can find the data with the better point. This is a path object created on the as for other GDI objects have also implement with the type isolation. Here's the path object as you can see. The object is created by the type isolation. In fact, is almost the same as the surface isolation. This is the about the palette. Okay, let's make a summarize. In this year, my fuzz focused the GDI related options result in vulnerabilities including UAF integral overflow. How due to the existence of type isolation, the number of the user free is constantly decreasing, especially for GDI objects. Therefore, we should pay attention to other system objects and other attack service. All the system logic errors. Okay, it's boring. Thank you for this. It's boring. Thank you.